Hello, everyone. I'm Phoenix Tremayne, and today I'm doing SoFam Live. I let folks know a little earlier this time that I was coming on, so hopefully you guys can come on in and join me. We got lots of things to talk about today, especially, things like it's now official that Victoria Conefall is actually leaving Days of Our Lives again. She did an interview with Soap Opera Digest where she revealed that she was happy she had another stint, and um, uh, future spoilers reveal that Victoria is going to be leaving the show to recuperate from her amnesia, or try to get help for amnesia, and she's going to go off camera to be with her mother since her amnesia will be before she met Ben, and she still thinks he's the necktie killer. So, so yeah, we're going back there. Let me see. I'm checking to make sure my you guys necktie killer. Okay, yeah, yeah, you guys can hear me. So, of course, uh, welcome. I see a few people entered the room. Appreciate you guys for coming in here and hanging out with me. Um, So as people come in, I'm just giving different things out, details out. Hello, Window Kandarian and Sandra Lee. Thank you for joining, and of course, Sandra, thank you for also being a member. I can see that you got the member logo on you. Um, so we're just right now just talking about different things that are going on in the soap world. I've actually once again begun watching Young and Restless. Hi, Ron Julian. Thanks for joining us. Um, I started watching Young and the Restless again, and I've been surprised that it's actually been good. It actually has me engaged. I still fast forward anytime I see Abby. I, I don't. That this is gonna be one of them times where I'm just gonna constantly fast forward every time I see certain characters. I don't even care about what's going on in the story. I'll know just from doing Soap Fam, but I really don't care about what's going on with Abby and this whole cringe storyline with Devon. Um, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it at all. The foolishness. But General Hospital and General Hospital and Days of Our Lives have been knocking it out the park. Days of Our Lives is actually on schedule. So everything you're seeing now in Days of Our Lives are things that were supposed to happen anyway. But for Bold and Beautiful, Young and Restless, and General Hospital, you're actually watching the last week of the sweeps episodes because they were 2 weeks behind. So that's why it's been so sort of action packed with the death of Franco and Steffi getting proposed to. All of this stuff was supposed to happen at the end of February, but now here we are in March, getting the climax to the February sweep storylines. Wendy Kindarian is saying Abby's kind of the flow of Young and the Restless. I agree. That is a perfect way to put it. She is the flow of Young and the Restless. So we need a tampon quickly. She's overflowing. Her time has passed. Okay. And part of it, I can't. I actually like the actress who plays Abby. She's just one of those actors. Hi, Shelly Shell. Uh, I am actually like the actress that plays Abby, but they give her the worst storylines on the show. I liked her back when she was with Stitch. That's probably the last time I liked Abby. Um, Ron Julian. I think that Brooklyn is coming back pregnant with Valentine. So who will be also Nina, and also who will he be with? Nina or Anna? I'm trying to say it in a way that I understand. Um, I mean, it's way too soon to tell. Sometimes, I mean, things are just happening. So at the beginning of a storyline, sometimes even the writers don't know who the character is going to end up with. They wait to see the audience response of Valentine, Nina, Anna, or Brooklyn pairing. Brooklyn comes back this week, and yes, her character will be very pregnant. I posted the picture, I think, on Twitter, and in our SoFam members. No, I think I just posted it to the members. Um, I was right, Abby. Too shallow, never a deep storyline, really. I mean, I agree. Abby does not get. Now, there are ways to write a shallow character and make that character fun or interesting by writing the shallowness in a way that it's entertaining or it's something you love to hate. But yeah, Abby is just one of those characters I feel like they don't know what to do with. On General Hospital, we've got um, shoot Ned's wife, Olivia. Yeah, we've got Olivia, who for years they just really haven't known what to do with her. In the comment section, can you guys name some characters that are on shows that they just don't really know what to do with the character? They're just kind of there, and you don't understand why. Because I can give you some of mine. Brando on General Hospital. What is the point? They have been having Brando just sitting around and pairing him with different women, but never giving it a chance to go anywhere. Flo on Bold and the Beautiful. You're more likely to see her in a bikini just because, there's nothing really to her. Hi, Marsha Randolph. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of characters out there that we can say, why are they on this show? So once again, in the comment section, if you can think of any, name some characters that on soaps where you really don't think they belong. I'm not talking about characters you just don't like, but characters that just don't seem to serve a purpose. Young and the Restless, I'll give you another one, Lola. I like Lola. I'm so happy Sasha Callie has this opportunity to be Supergirl, because they are just having her washing dishes and cooking. Uh, they're not even trying to give her a storyline. They may try to give her a storyline now that she got another job, but other than that, I mean, they why is Lola there? Hell, even Ray, they barely write for Ray. Ray needs that's an actor that's a soap veteran. He's been on just about every soap opera out there. He deserves a better storyline. I seen a video about the actor play Sarah one days. I was looking forward to seeing her and Ben back together, but now the big disappointment is after it all. Sorry for nothing. I agree with you um, that they made Ben and Sierra psychic. She's sending him psychic messages that he's in danger and he can hear her. You're gonna write a storyline to that point, knowing that she's reoccurring and she's about to leave the show again. That was a lot for characters just about to be torn apart again. We got Ron Julian, which now will come back. Willow and Michael are boring. And those are two characters because I had asked people to name characters that on shows that just are there to be there. They're not really doing anything. And Michael is one of those characters to me. And Willow, I know they try to make Willow a thing, but Willow and Michael, if they left General Hospital, would you really care? Would you even notice that they were gone after like a month or two? Are they truly in a story that's so deep that the show desperately needs them? I think not. Um, Thorn on Bold and Beautiful, they never really have ever given him much. Not sure why they have him as a family member. So, well, he's off the show now. You really don't see him. Um, Hi, Honey Smile 320. I was asking people to name actors on soap operas that people just don't know what to do with, and you wonder why they're even on the show. I've already named Flo. It's like one of the main ones, Abby on Young and the Restless. Um, yes, Marsha Randolph. I definitely agree with this one. Donna, you know, Donna is like, I guess, the older version of Flo in a sense. That you know, Flo has recently just been TNA, and whenever you see Donna, you don't even get to see her face first. Well, at least for a guy, first thing you see is Bazumas. You know what I'm saying? She's always got that cleavage down to here somewhere, but not a storyline in sight. And I wasn't watching Bold and Beautiful when she was getting storylines. Um, so Kristen is about to lose Brady. Well, you never know, Teresa, um, whether or not Kristen will lose Brady because she's still Rachel's mother, which will be the pull that keeps him coming. And he could barely resist her before. I think with Chloe in the picture, they'll make it more of a triangle. But unless Kristen develops interest in another man, I don't think that Brady will totally escape her web. I don't think they want the characters to be happy for very long because it's a soap opera. So if anybody's expecting a Brady and Chloe happily ever after, I wouldn't hold my breath, especially not with Kristen um, in the picture. Uh, Brighton James, I can also agree with, and it has nothing to do with the actor, and it has everything to do with the fact that the writers don't ever seem to want to write for him. I'm hoping now that we've got the black lady on there now, that hopefully, fingers crossed, will become head writer. That I did enjoy seeing that Devon and Elena are once again looking like Devon and Elena. Since they've screwed again in this week, he's going to lie to Amanda about it, and then she's going to go and talk to Nate. And Nate's going to be like, well, me and Elena broke up. So she's going to go demand the truth from Devon. And then he's going to say, yeah, we screwed twice since we've been dating. So Amanda's going to dump Nate this week. So I can't say they're not doing anything with Devon now. It's just consistency. And also write him like he's a billionaire. Start writing him like he ain't got nothing but an apartment. They took everything away from him. And maybe he should start acting like he owns half of society. Like, let Abby do something and have him remind her, oh, you got the money from me, bitch. Calm the fuck down. I need one of them scenes from Devon. I'm about to give you some sperm, and I gave you money for this freaking restaurant. That you take all the credit for. You know, get in line. Make him a victor for a while. Um, you said Flo, Wyatt, Lola, Abby, Ray, Katie. Katie's the only one I can't agree with because the problem with Katie, because if you had to put Katie in there, Bill in there, what's her name, Quinn in there, you have to put a lot of people in there because the way Bold and Beautiful does this rotation, where they take actors, major actors in and out of rotation, like Quinn is now out of rotation, Bill is out of rotation, Katie is out of rotation, although spoilers have said that Katie and Bill have an upcoming storyline. And the only ones that don't go out of rotation is Steffi, Liam, Hope, Brooke. Even Ridge goes out of rotation, um, and Liam. Those characters, Thomas, those characters are like the main characters that stay in rotation. Because Brooke is in rotation even when she don't have a storyline. Um, so, hello, Gwen Marie. Um, Thank you for joining us. Let me see. Wish they would recast Taylor on Bold and Beautiful. I wouldn't mind them recasting Taylor, and I would love for them to do it with Gina Tognani. That would be great for me. Um, I want to see. I want to see more Ava on Days too. I don't want it to be crazy Ava. I want Ava and Rafe to have a complicated romance where she's getting in trouble and he's the law, and he's in love with her, so he's sort of torn, sort of like when he's with Sammy. I would love some of that. The one thing I want from Ava more than anything else in life is for her not to say the word Steve. I don't want Steve or Patch. I I hated when Ava had her obsession with Steve. It was driving me crazy because I'm like, it's just gonna make you have to leave the show. Um, Let me see. Hey, Bobby Ruffin. Um, Win also once more Ava. Me too. I love Tamara Braun. She was my second favorite Carly. Um, so yeah, I like her when she's in rotation. Eric is out right now. Eric is out because of health reasons. So that's why you don't see a lot of Eric on Bold and Beautiful. I think this is Eric you're talking about. Um, oh, welcome to the Dual family. It takes you about a month to really get into it, but hopefully you're loving Paulina, played by Jack Kay. She has been letting Days of Our Lives characters have it left and right. It has not been afraid to talk about race or mention how white Salem is, and you need some more diversity. All these stores in the Salem Square. There's you ran Gabby Chic out. There's no minorities. That was such a shocking thing to hear, and I think that that's part of the reason why the character has gotten some backlash on social media. There have been some calls for her character to be off the show, and it's because people get uncomfortable with conversations about race. But most of the greatest soap operas out there weren't, like One Life to Live, weren't afraid to tackle social issues, you know, and we need more of that frank conversation, from both ends, So I'm loving it. And the last time Ron put this many black people in front of the camera on a show was General Hospital, and then they fired him. Although I hear that's mostly due to Maurice Bernard, but whatever. Hopefully he keeps up the good work, with the diversity and showing that Salem has diversity in it because it's important because your audience is diverse. And we like, Brady and John and Marlene and all those people, but we also like to see, some representation of our own on the show. Hi, Sheree. Um, Rory, welcome, Rory. I really don't want Peter to die because he's become this criminal since Jerry Jacks. It really feels like they're setting up a murder mystery of who killed Peter. And a lot of these shows copy each other. So Days of Lives has a murder mystery. So I wouldn't be shocked if Peter does become a murder mystery storyline. But you're right. If they can, right now, Peter has been written into a corner. He's killed Franco. He's killed supposedly um, uh, Billy Miller's character Drew, uh, and he's hurt all these other people and killed other people we don't care about. But it would be amazing if they could write him out that corner, even if he gives up his obsession with Maxie. And the spoilers for this week said that he's going to get a surprising ally. So I'm going to be looking out to see who that person is. Um, yes, this is what I was mentioning. Paulina is hilarious, and she's hilarious because she tells the truth, and she doesn't mind stealing the center of attention. Uh, Yeah, I when I heard Ava was coming back, I was like, I love Tamara Braun. Please don't make her obsessed with Steve anymore. Steve and Kayla just got together. They've been done everything they could do to make her be able to get Steve. No more plotting for that. Keep living with Rafe and doing your thing. Brad Bell is not a good writer. Will he have Finn and stuff? Now, look, can we talk about that for a minute, real quick? How horrible this week's scenes were. Um, I went on Twitter and said, I bet Finn isn't going to tell Steffi until the end of the episode that the kid is really theirs. This fool proposed with Steffi still in turmoil, thinking that the kid is Liam's. I said that was horrible writing. I know you're trying to stretch it out, but you should have had the proposal on Monday and the truth on Friday. That would have made more sense. And these scenes with Vinny, so when did Vinny become smart? He can't even deliver his lines. He delivers his lines like a surfer boy or a valley boy or something. He looks like he's been smoking so much weed. He's got like this many brain cells left. How the hell he gonna be reading DNA tests and whatnot? That is so unbelievable. It would have been more believable if he was the weed man and he went and the person working at DNA place was buying weed from him or something. He said, change these results, I'll give you some free weed. I would have accepted that more than having him in a lab coat and that horrible fight that they had with those scenes with them punching because they can't touch. That horrible lighting at the end of the episode with Finn standing over. Um, Vinny demanded that he tells the truth when Vinny then already then told the damn truth. You know, that was horrible. That was horrible directing and that was horrible writing. Whew, I usually reserve that much energy for saying how horrible Young the Restless is, but Young the Restless has been good, so I'm back to watching it. Um, oh yeah, uh, I, Xander. Um, yeah, Xander. On Bold and Beautiful, I think they need a strong man for Paris. Um, I think most of you know how I feel about Zende. His name's not Xander, Zendam. I was like Xander. Xander's coming back to General Hospital for his son Cameron or whatever. But I was like, Xander? No, wrong show. No, his name's Zende. And I think they need to recast him just because he doesn't fit the part at all. I'll leave it at that. Um, yes, yes, it had me my jaw all the way to the floor. And it gives Julie a run for her money because Julie is the busybody in everybody's business and inserting herself in everything. Then she's got a bigger busybody inserting herself in everything. I love it. And let me show you this picture before we get too far ahead. When is the last time you've seen this many black people on on any soap opera? Any soap opera. Come on now. That are actually doing stuff. And maybe we can get into this while I'm over in this section. Can we talk about Finn and Chase? How they went from why did he just have the results on his phone? Why we got to continue to drag this out? We know Finn is going to be the father because that's the most dramatic thing to do versus Gregory, an actor we barely know, a character we barely know. You know what I'm saying? So, mm, yeah, we're back to Bold and Beautiful. So, Wendy is talking about the bad proposal. And Thomas ran to Hope, but noticed no one told Liam. Hope is actually going to tell Liam next week, or technically, in a few days. She tells him on Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. That she will be telling him on Tuesday. Let me take this off the screen so I can get back. Um, go back to the comments. So getting a little behind. So we got Aditha, Fenicilli, and really addressing Steffi one night stand with Liam, and now he wants to marry her. Well, they fast forward this Finn and Steffi romance the way they fast forward her drug addiction. It's like I don't really feel like they've gone through much of anything to be ready for marriage right now. A lot of people wants Taylor recast. Hunter Tylo. I think she's finished. I think she's finished unless she needs some money. Yeah, the acting was ridiculously bad. And Vinny, he's usually had these short scenes where his acting didn't have to be put to the test, but trying to him show some emotion. No, thank you. But they say you have to have a cover story when you're dealing with a skeptical drug dealer. It's true. Yes, I was so happy that Gwen stopped Abigail from drugging Gwen. I actually like Gwen now. I'm really hoping more comes from Gwen, especially since Abigail's leaving the show for her maternity leave. That they'll give Gwen a chance to refocus the character. I love that Gabby saved the day, and I really hope that Gwen keeps Gabby's name out of that whole situation that happened. Um, uh, yeah, Finn's proposal was ridiculous. Yeah, Theo was actually in that picture I posted, but his chair is to the back of the camera, which you're never supposed to do, honestly. The live chat just started at 2 o'clock, so we have another. Well, we'll see how it goes. When it comes to Steffi and Liam, I think the fans would rejoice if that picture came down and she threw it in the fireplace and it burned. I think that's what we were all waiting for. Okay, when you say Finn, I need to know which Finn. Are you talking about General Hospital's Finn? Or are you talking about who actually Michael Easton can cry? Or are you talking about Bold and Beautiful Finn? Steffi is addicted to hurting Hope. Yeah. When I first started watching Bold and Beautiful, she was addicted. Hope wasn't on the show, so she was addicted to hurting the chick with the Australian accent. I can't remember her name now. She's been off the show for so long. Um, she electrocuted her at one point and knocked her down the steps. So that character that wanted Liam, or was it Wyatt? One of the two. Well, we have some people that want Peter in and some people that want Peter out. Um, I hate the way they wrote Julian out. I hate the way they wrote Franco out. They gave no possible return that would make sense. So Hunter don't need the money. Hunter ain't coming back. There were a lot of people making fun of her plastic surgery, and I could imagine what it was like for her on social media. Um, from going from being one of the most beautiful women on the show to someone where people are constantly coming at her about how tight her face was. Just putting it bluntly. Actually, I like Chase's portrayal, and as I said in my General Hospital review or spoiler video, I think he looks like Superman with that hair. He's like they his hair's like extra dark and he's got a whole lot of gel or something in there. And he reminds me of Superman now. But I thought he did a great job. But he did look like a kid. It's like he de-aged 10 years, which can happen when you're around your parents. You could be big, grr, then your mama come around and you're like 15 again. Well, I think everybody should know the story by now. If you don't know about the story of what happened with Cable, become a member. I did a whole video on it of why Cable's not on the show anymore and why Cable will never be on the show anymore. And I never say never, but you know why Cable will never be on the show again. That bridge was burned a long time ago. It's like over a year now. So now it's just weird when people mention Cable because that was like a year ago. Um, but yeah, go ahead, become a member, and then you can go on and see my video on why I'm didn't want him to come back. Even when he asked to come back, I said no. So um, let me I yeah, yeah. But I think that's fun. I think that's funny. I think in real life that happened to Jack Nicholson. So there's a whole story behind that with him. Um, I think you can Google that. I think they're saving that for probably a sweeps event. I did read that Nicole would make an appearance on the show. Um, and Nicole probably won't appear until Zende has a uh, someone he really wants to be with, where it looks like they're going to have a great romance. That probably would be the most likely time that Nicole shows up to ruin it. Thank you, Ivy. Ivy. Yes, I couldn't remember her name. She's been gone so long. I actually like Ivy, but she just disappeared. Wish Flo would just disappear. Good lord. Yes, we all want the picture to come down. Oh, General Hospital Finn. I thought he did okay. I mean, I didn't think he did a bad job. Some tears were real tears. They weren't like the drops, the glycerin drops that people put in their eyes to pretend to cry. He actually was crying real tears. I mean, he didn't break down and like was bawling. I mean, I don't think that would even fit his character. Well, you know what? If Steffi marries Finn, her wedding gift to him should be burning the picture, tearing it down, or as some of the people in the comment section of my other videos have said, just put the picture in Kelly's room since the picture is supposed to be for Kelly. Not in the living room for everyone who walks through the door to immediately see when they come. The fireplace is a central place. If Steffi really wants the picture for Kelly, put it in Kelly's room. Uh, I think they had it did an air of definitively killing Franco off. It would have been better if Franco was hurt and they decided to fake his death so that Peter wouldn't try and finish the job, or if they thought it was Jason, that Jason wouldn't try to finish the job. But to have Cam come to the morgue and for them to pull his body out and show him that he's in the freezer, that's like showing Julian's body. They're like, he's gone. And now we know what's going to happen next. He's either coming back as Drew or Todd. I think that it's more likely he'll come back as Drew than Todd. But yeah, yeah. What does Liam have that has Steffi and Hope not able to let it go? He must be hanging down to his knees. And Finn must not be because when Steffi, first chance Steffi got, she went and got some more Liam. Liam must be doing something down there. Maybe him being a vegan. You know, that's the only kind of like meat he can eat. I don't know. I don't know. Do vegans eat fish? Next subject. Oh, hi Cheryl. Remember, once the live stops, you can go ahead and watch it from the beginning. Please hit that like button too. Well, Franco, I mean, Roger Howard will play Todd Manning. He's coming back to the show. We just don't know who he's coming back as. Yes, hit the like button, please. There's a spoiler that said that Flo was about to get two presents. And I think the present from Wyatt is going to be a wedding ring because there's nothing else for them to do other than get married. And the only reason why I want Flo and Wyatt to get married is because I know that the soap ain't gonna let them be happy. The moment Flo and Wyatt get married, that's when she's gonna do something or he's gonna do something that causes the marriage to be horrible. Every soap does it. So if it takes them getting married for them to break Flo and Wyatt up, I'm all for it. I'll be fast forwarding the whole time, but yeah, let's move this along. I the only way I would watch Flo is if Liam or Bill had an affair with Flo. That I will watch because I want to see Wyatt crushed by the betrayal. And it's about time that Liam slept with one of Wyatt women, if I remember the history correctly. You know what's funny about these characters with these old ways? Like Todd Manning. When I think Todd, I immediately think Blair and Star. Like that's like a package deal for me. But who reads the newspaper anymore? I haven't read a newspaper in about 10 years. The internet killed newspapers. I know they're still out there, but come back with a media company like Devon used to have, or something like that. You know, although the one of the funniest cliches they have on soap operas is that when something goes viral, everybody gets a ping that something just went viral, like, and everybody's like looking at their phones. When have you ever in your life had a ping other than a child is missing type message that look, you know, two people are having an affair and now it's on social media and we all got pinged that we got messages at the same time. That don't happen. It wouldn't be everybody. Some people would have their, notifications on, but for the most part, not everybody in the room and every main character seeing the same thing at the same time. That's like a soap cliche. That is 100% true. Um, that's 100% true. If Liam came to Steffi and said, "Please keep our family together. I love you. Um, I divorced Hope, and you're the only woman in my life," Steffi would be like, "Finn, I have to tell you something. I accidentally slept with Liam again." Oh man. Now, and I'll put this out there for the comment section too. Do you think Finn should have forgiven Steffi so quickly? There was no drama behind it. It was like a week later, he was like, "Oh no, I forgive you. It's all good." He was mad with Liam for a week. So, do you think that he should have given her more grief about cheating, or do you think that it was more romantic for him to just accept that she cheated and that she won't do it no more because she said she won't do it no more? Thank you, Loveland25. How are you? I think Steffi hitting Liam over the head with the picture would be too much. She currently doesn't have a reason to do that. Is Jason gonna? You know, Jason and Sonny love being detectives and taking over police investigations. They will push the police out the way, go into the room, and interrogate suspects all on their own. It's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised. Jason already figured out Peter did it. So it was just a matter of getting proof that Peter did it. So Jason then already did the detective work, and he was like, "Well, Peter's probably one that did it. It wasn't me." So let me scan through. Yes, please hit the like button. Well, Ben and Sierra will be happy when they actually get a Sierra that wants to stay on the show. If you saw my video about Sierra leaving the show again, then you know that I read the part of the Soap Opera Digest interview she did where she said that, her and her team have decided that being a regular character on the show doesn't work for her because she's auditioning. It interferes with her auditioning and looking for the work. So you have an actress on the show that is saying in interviews, I'm trying to find another job. So I'll come back every now and then, but I'm trying to find another job. And what happens when she gets out of the job? She's gone forever, Sierra. So I said this in the video, and pretty much I didn't see anyone say keep her, but in the comment section here, um, uh, let me know if you want Victoria to just keep coming and going, which means they have to constantly figure out ways while Ben and Sierra, she did constant ways, figure out ways why Ben and Sierra, who are psychically linked, don't want to be together or can't be together, and she just shows up so that she can leave. I'm guessing the next time she shows up, she's probably going to run into Ben having moved on with Claire or somebody, and she'll be heartbroken and either want a divorce or or has to leave town again because she can't handle seeing uh, Ben with somebody else the same way she couldn't handle Trip with Claire. Now, the days, I will give you this week, the day's murder mystery, they kind of put it to the side and focused on Paulina and Ben and Sierra. But this coming week, they're getting back to the murder plot. We learned that it was Kate's gun that killed Charlie, which immediately makes Allie and Kate main suspects. They get to Ava. Gabby knows that Ava wasn't home the night Charlie was murdered. Let me see. It was like four things that they're going to deal with this week about Charlie's murder. I think this is when a- Sammy comes clean with Lucas that she didn't do it, and she's trying to protect somebody. And there's like a fourth suspect that they're going to be dealing with this week about the potential uh, who killed Charlie. So this week coming, they're going to be back dealing with the murder mystery storyline. Loveland 25. What you speak now is blasphemy. If Flo was boring with Wyatt, Flo will be boring with Carter, someone they barely write for. So why would we ever go there? You might as well just say, you want him off camera like Rick. So well, yeah, they're not going to let Sally and Jack have an easygoing relationship. I think that Sally keeping the secret about Kyle's child and her blackmailing him, to basically leave her alone. I think that'll come back to hurt their relationship. Not enough for them to break up for a long period of time. I do kind of feel like Sally and Jack's relationship is a little cringe. I think they definitely should have went more for Sally and Kyle in summer. Maybe that was just the too easy route. Michelle Stafford, really, I don't know her if her and Peter Bergman get along, but I think they should have went more in that direction of maybe she develops a session with Sally with Jack because she wants Jack for herself. That would spice up this whole Nick Phyllis situation. Um, oh, let me tell you, it doesn't matter if it's a TV show, if it's a movie. I absolutely, positively hate that horrible cliche when someone drops a weapon during this type of situation. You know, they will drop a weapon and walk away from it, They will drop a weapon just because they're in shock. Yeah, that's just bad storytelling. That's bad writing. Uh, well, he did switch the paternity test, so I can't be mad at him for punching Vinny, but I do think he should have punched Liam when he found out about the affair. There's currently no recast for Sierra. Victoria Conefall is on reoccurring status. So while she's out there looking for another job, if she can't find one, she'll be back again. I mean, look, that's what happened with Kate Manzi and Marcy Miller. Kate Manzi refused to go on contract. She said she wanted to stay on reoccurring, which means she's out there looking for other work. While she was on the show, she looked like she didn't want to be there. And then they got Marcy Miller, who said, "Oh, contract, guaranteed money, thank you." And then they switched them. I honestly think the Sierra should be recast. If the actor doesn't want to be there full time and they're constantly on the front burner storyline, then you need to absolutely positively recast the character. I think you mean haven't seen Bill and Justin. We talked earlier in the show about rotation, how Bold and Beautiful rotates people in and out of storylines. And currently, Bill is not in rotation. Justin is not on contract. Monique, I mentioned earlier that, yeah, I think that they should have never killed Franco off. That if they were going to do this storyline, then Franco could have been, off. They could have done it in a way that they could have brought Franco back versus showing him in the morgue. Um, I wouldn't want to be a twin, because right now we got a cringe story with Jake, who should have been Stefan, with Gabby. She is trying desperately to get her dead brother's twin to love her, versus the actual Stefan. Um, Now, Todd Manning or Drew is right now the main people he may become when he comes back. I'm guessing he'll be back in May. I don't think they'll have him off no longer than 3 months. Uh, yeah, and that's the kind of horrible toss up you get. Um, you never know what casting's going to come up with. I think if they can find a fiery, feisty actress, like in that video I did on Sarah exiting again, somebody mentioned, I think her name is it's something Underwood. I want to say Blair Underwood, but that's not Blair Underwood. Brittany Underwood, who was on One Life to Live. I think that she would be a good Sierra recast. She even had her own show on, I think Nickelodeon or something, where I think she'd be a great Sierra recast. So there's plenty of soap actresses that could come in and be the new Sierra, especially if they got a soap actress in an age range that, we know and love from maybe a different soap. I mean, good Lord, they don't use Molly and Christine on General Hospital. Lord knows. Um, oh, thank you, YB, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. You're awesome as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Um, uh, No, keep watching Days. It's really a good show, but every show has its up and down moments. Every show has its up and down moments. I also think Carter deserves great love. You missed everything, but once we finish, just watch it from the beginning. While I was waiting for people to come in, I just started in on the spoilers and different things to talk about. Um, oh, Justice got killed. So Justice is dead. He got shot. I can't quite remember the storyline, but I do know he got shot. Uh, see, I have two screens, so I'm trying to catch up. Or I kind of fell behind on the comments. Yeah, street. Um, evidence of Lauren's daughter. Um, I've never heard that Sally is Lauren's daughter. Um, that's, I mean, she is a Spectra, so I don't know how she could be Lauren's daughter. Let me see. So this is about justice. Um, yeah. Let me see. Now this is another thing that I wanted to talk about. Thomas and Hope. According to the spoilers for next week, Hope doesn't instantly forgive Liam when she finds out that Steffi's not having his baby. She's still having issues with the fact that he cheated, and she's appreciative of Thomas for telling her the truth versus hiding it and trying to get her, break her and Liam up for good. So, telling the truth actually is making Hope want Thomas more. Every once in a while they would show Sonny fighting, but for the most part, Jason or other people did the dirty work. But I think Maurice is just want them to do something different with him, so he did the storyline. Um, I'm guessing. I'm in. I think he won't get his Marie back till maybe May sweeps, but we'll see. So Victoria, she wants her some Billy. Now that Ashlyn Locke character, I was like, is him and Victoria gonna have sex in his room? Why are they having business meeting in his hotel room with his bed right there? They could have had it in the lobby. They could have had it at society, But it was kind of weird having everybody come to his hotel room. Was I the only one that thought that? And then it was also kind of cringy with him trying to get Victoria to go out to dinner with him without his wife. But she did the smart thing. Should he be with Anna, Nina, or Brooklyn? Um, I think he should be. See, the problem is if he's with Anna, then they're gonna also want to try to force him to be like this good character that he isn't. If he's with Nina, I liked him with Michelle Stafford's Nina, not the new Nina. So I'm not quite. They don't really have chemistry together. And the last person he had chemistry with was Brooklyn. So I did enjoy, his time with Brooklyn. So now I'm behind, but once again, thank you, YB. I really appreciate you. See, this is how far back I am in the comments trying to catch up. I finally made it to YB. Next is, I think that is pretty much the plan. Um, that if the Pine Valley is going to be the test. So, once Pine Valley is out, everybody needs to watch it, push it, talk about it on social media. And then there's a good chance that One Life to Live will be next. I know people are like, well, what about Guiding Light and As the World Turns in Another World? Well, Disney does not own those shows. Disney owns General Hospital, One Life to Live, All My Children. And I'm sure they still own like Lovin', which became the city or something like that. But I don't think unless CBS or someone wants to copycat and try it with shows like God and Light or Passions or something. Uh, Hello, Penny Keller and Cheryl Simpson. Um, let me see. I need to build a backbone. Let me see. Um, Cassie, some of these questions I've already answered earlier in the video. So I'm at the bottom now. Um, right now, Ray leaving is a rumor. Um, so it's just a rumor. I don't know if he's actually leaving the show. Um, the thing is, I think that Chelsea poisoned Ray and she's framing Adam, and that's going to be the storyline of people thinking that Adam poisoned Ray. So they're going to find out he was poisoned, from what I've been reading, and the main suspect is going to be Adam. Which and since she stole the knickknacks, I think that Chelsea is going to take those knickknacks and probably plant them in Adam's room or something. And so when all this is coming out, it looked like Adam was obsessed with getting back Sharon. But I don't think Ray's going to die from the poisoning. Um, I don't know, Monique, if you saw the episode with Monday's episode in advance. But on Monday's episode, Victoria tells Billy that she's in love with him, and but she doesn't want to ruin what he has with Lily, so they never. Let's not speak of this again. Meanwhile, Billy's looking stupid, like, oh crap, because he kept trying to tell her, well, it's not just you, but he couldn't get it out. She would let him get it out that he might also have feelings for her. Meanwhile, Lily's looking stupid talking to Tracy about, she thinks that Victoria wants Billy again. And then he confesses everything Victoria said. So now Lily knows Victoria wants Billy. It hasn't been revealed that he's been poisoned, so they haven't shown how the poison happened. Because who knows? She might have been trying to poison Sharon. We never know. We won't know for like a week or so. Um, See, this is why I don't report everything. Right now, there has been no report of Lola leaving Young and the Restless. She got that role of Supergirl in the Flash movie. So people are saying in advance that, oh, she's gone. But we don't know what her contract status looks like. But there's a lot of speculation out there as to what's going on. As far as Faith goes, I don't see them getting rid of her when they just hired um, let me see me when they just hired this kid right here. I guess he's her new love interest. He's the guy that's been texting her. So yeah, um, the way I feel, if I don't say it or you don't see it in like soap opera digest or something, then yeah, it's not real. You can go online now and put in your favorite soap, and you'll see all of these fake spoilers about everything. That and they're so fake, they're funny. Just clickbait. I think that now they're really laser focused on Peter and everything that he's done. It's not a back burner storyline anymore. So I think that Jason and many other people will be finding things on Peter. Everybody's looking for that smoking gun proof. And so many people are onto him that either it will turn into a murder mystery or they'll get the goods on Peter, but Peter finds some kind of way to get out of it, the same way Obred is always figuring out ways to get out of the things that she does. Well, it'll take about 2 weeks because I read it's either going to happen. I think it's going to happen the week of the 22nd. that they figure out that Ray was poisoned. So it won't be a year. It'll be like 2 weeks. Not this week, but next week. Or it could be this week. The way the spoilers are, because the shows are 2 weeks behind, um, the things that happen are sometimes off. You learn about things earlier because people have, because like Soap Opera Digest and lots of people, they have information way in advance now. And so it leaks. Well, Chelsea plan will fail. It's definitely going to backfire, but will it backfire enough for her to have to leave the show? Or will this move her on to another storyline? Or will she just be a villain? Or will Nick come to her rescue? So we'll see what this really means for Chelsea. I don't think Billy and Lily's relationship will last, but also don't think Billy and Victoria's relationship will last. Sharon and Ray are definitely on life support. If Adam gets accused of poisoning Ray and they find out he didn't do it, Sharon will probably feel so bad for accusing him. She'll just go on ahead and give him some, in my opinion. We haven't really talked about the bidding war, other than I mentioned that Ashlyn Locke was very predatory with Victoria. But now that I'm back to watching Young Wrestlers again, I'm actually very invested in who's going to win. I think it'll be Adam and Victor, because to me that would be the most dramatic, to keep Adam and Victor going after Billy. If Victoria gets it, I think this will put her and Ashlyn more in proximity with each other to have this affair or rape or whatever's about to happen. So if she gets it, we may get some more cringy scenes with Ashlyn trying to get her to, get her all to himself. Um, so yeah, I'm interested in seeing where it'll go. The one person I don't think will get it is Billy. And in the spoilers for the week of the 22nd, I think it says Billy gets bad news. That could be that he doesn't get the company, or it could be something else. Okay, who's supposed to be in Chucky? I don't think I got this casting. We haven't really seen Cyrus since his mother got kidnapped. He's had a lot less screen time. Um, so I don't know what that means for the character. Because right now, I think that his character has more to do with what's going on with Sonny. I do know next week, remember Jason and Carly were talking about somebody from the family has to be in this meeting with Cyrus. And I know it's going to be Carly because the spoiler mentioned her telling Jason what happened at the meeting. I think that's the week of the 22nd. Because I did videos for the week of the 15th and week of the 22nd yesterday at the same time. So all of that soap news is in my head, compressed. It's like one linear thing. Um, um, Honestly, I can't remember. Um, so much was going on. I didn't lost track of what was going on with the flash drive. I would love for Felicia to confront Anna. Um, but are they going to give her a check to come? That's the question. But was she lying? Really, Malik, was she lying? She said that Chancecom does not have enough money to really go up against both Victor and Adam. So she wasn't lying. She said, you could probably keep afloat for a while, but eventually they're going to crush you, because it's not just Victor and Adam, but it's also Ashlyn. He's still on the board. It's still part of his company. And if he really felt Billy was a threat, then, and he's about to hate the Abbotts when he finds out Kyle is the father of his son, yeah, that's a lot coming at Billy that he won't be able to handle. And Billy always self destructs. Billy never spends a lot of time being happy. Billy never spends a lot of time where he is in control. Eventually, something happens where he snaps. Last time he snapped, it was literally like a Thanos snap when he had that mental breakdown. The answer is simple. It's just bad writing. Bad writing. He's not going to tell her till Monday. Yeah, C.S. Hopper, we're on the same page. Soon as things get too rough with Billy, he'll start drinking, maybe even gambling. Um, he always self destructs eventually. So he's like a ticking time bomb. It's not, if he'll self destruct, it's more like when he'll self destruct. And Victoria would be there to pick up the pieces, or Lily, or his mother. I wouldn't put Carly with Cyrus. I think that's too much. I think that I would prefer Carly with Jason. And then Sonny shows up, which is kind of what I felt like should happen. Sonny gets his memory back and then finds Carly in bed with Jason. That would be a much better storyline than catching her with Cyrus. The show is a month in advance, so it's going to be very soon. Steffi's going to be leaving, so she'll probably still go to Paris, but this time she'll go to Paris with Finn. I can't remember how long she was off maternity leave before. Is going to be at least a month or two. Hey, there's a lot of women that are just like Victoria. They find men that they feel need fixing, and they go on ahead and they try to fix them. So we didn't talk much about this. What do you guys think about the face-off video I did with Chris? That's Kristen pretending to be Sarah, seducing Rex, and she calls Xander and Susan so that he can catch Rex and Sarah in bed together. So yeah, so let's talk about that. We haven't really talked about that. I don't know how long Jack A is going to be on days. They didn't announce the length of time of her contract. I feel like they're testing the character out. And I also want to know how did Kristen get a mask like so fast of Sarah? I mean, Dr. Rolfe is in jail. That was her excuse last time. She got it from Rolfe. And to get her voice and someone in the comment section of the other video, I am going to answer those comments and those sections just a lot right now. But they're not even the same height. So Stacey Hayduck they said is 5'8", and the actress that plays Sarah is 5'2". Well, technically Caroline is dead, so I don't know if they'll bring her back on. Yes. So I'll go ahead and for Cheryl Simpson, you it's even in a promo now. So this is the promo for this week where you can see her holding the Sarah mask in her hand, letting Sarah know that hey, I'm about to be you. Because in the promo she says, Sarah's like, "It's my wedding day. And Chris is like, no, it's my wedding day. And then at the bottom, you see Sierra waking up so she can be horrified at seeing Ben by her bedside because she thinks he's just he's just a necktie killer. No, Kristen didn't cheat on Brady with Rex. She called Xander so that she doesn't have to go through with having sex with Rex. She just want to get caught so that Xander's not out looking for Sarah. Well, Maggie is out of town. Don't put it past them. You're giving Ron ideas. Well, when it comes to this, some fans just usually look the other way. Same way we look the other way when kids are 10 years old and then a month later they're 21. You know, we look the other way. All these fantastic storylines of these villains that do horrible things and they never, ever, 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 ever go to jail. All the things Kristen has done, all the things that has done, anybody would be locked away, for life for just a couple of things they've done. Yes, Kristen is a shapeshifter because she's now the same size and height as Sarah. At least they're both thin. You can say the bodies could potentially be similar. And yeah. But even on the show, Kristen said, I should have just told Brady the truth from the beginning. And Kristen can still tell Brady the truth. I don't understand why she don't just tell him, other than to drag the storyline out. But Brady would not be all over Chloe if he knew Kristen was out there, you know, crazy. However, she could just give him some, you know. And so, could you imagine Brady, somebody like Brady Black, um, with the thought of him just having to use his hand for like the next 2, 3 years while she's in jail? That's not Brady Black. Not with people like Chloe there. Yeah. So I mean, Kristen stabbed Victor because he swiped her child with a dead baby. He deserved it. And J Money, I feel you on that. But part of what makes soaps fun is fantastic stories that go off the deep end. That's how we get these huge storylines. Although my point was Sierra and Ben having psychic powers now. That's a bit much for a character's about to lead a show again. Patrick, I've already talked about Franco's death, and I don't agree with it. It shouldn't have been so final. Yeah, but yeah, we've talked about Franco's death. Let me scan. I pulled some pictures out. Um, we've talked about just about everything that I had pulled out. Um, we didn't talk about this because I don't really know the story behind it, but a picture was actually released of Cam meeting his dead father, Xander. And I don't know exactly how this is going to occur. Maybe it's a dream, maybe it's a near death experience, but hopefully Xander is just telling him, go ahead, go to college. because we know that William Lipton is no longer on contract. He's now reoccurring, which probably means the actor is going to be going to college in real life, just like Kimberly McCullough did, or the actor is looking for other work, like Victoria Conefall. So for whatever reason, he's now reoccurring. Oh, so I didn't know Bo and Hope had a psychic connection. That makes it make more sense for me. Okay, switch. Yeah, yeah. I don't think that'll be his real father because I think it's just like a one episode type thing. He's only be in. The actor said referred to himself as Xander returning to the show because he had a look-alike that left with the other look-alike of Natalia Livingston's character Emily. And yes, we need a Sierra recast. We just need somebody good. And I think the fans would embrace a new Sierra easier if it was a former, soap actress from all these soaps that have been canceled. They can find one of the favorites from a show that was canceled, like One Life to Live or something, and make her Sierra. Oh, I'm happy for Devon and Elena being together again. I don't know anything about any potential pregnancies. If anybody turns up pregnant, it most likely would be Amanda, since this week she dumps Devon. So it would be the woman that is he's not with that would be pregnant to make the story more interesting. So if they bring Elena and Devon back together, only for Amanda to end up pregnant, that would be a great wrinkle for the storyline, especially since it's Elena's fault that any of this is even happening. Yes, Olivia, she lost her psychic powers. I was disappointed. I enjoyed when Olivia had psychic powers, although I know some people didn't like it. Yeah, I think Ben and Claire would be a good coupling if Olivia Rose Keegan comes back. I'm still not a fan of New Claire. She's not a bad actress. I just don't think this is the role for her. Well, legally, it wouldn't be his kid. It'd be Abby and Chance's kid. Just like Victoria and Billy have um, Chelsea's kid. So, Amy, you do realize that she's looking for other work. So, the show doesn't want her to leave either. But, as long as she's out there and trying to audition and find other things to do, and she's trying music too. So she's not even just looking for acting jobs. She's also looking to break into a music career. So Victoria is really out there pounding the pavement, um, trying to find something other than Days of Our Lives to do. So, but there's no denying that she and Robert have great chemistry that, I would love to see continue. But at some point, we got to be realistic about, you know, it actually happening. The show only has so much money in their budget to stay. to beg her to stay. But the biggest thing is, she said her and her team is trying to find other work. I mean, could you imagine being an actress like Victoria Kronfall, who's beautiful, who's really great? You know, she's got good chemistry with all the actors she works with. Looking at somebody like Sasha Cali getting Supergirl on in a new Flash movie, which is like a movie, not even a TV show or anything. As a young actress in her age, having to deal with, seeing something like that and then being on a show that every year you don't know if you have a job. Every year, days can get canceled. They don't even give them like 2 or 3 years, so they have room to breathe. It's like every year, do I have a job? That's very stressful. So I said, I'm not mad at Victoria for trying to get new work or more consistent work or to be the next Demi Moore that breaks out of soap operas and have a big movie career. It's just not fair to the fans that, if that's her plan, then just go out and do it. Recast Sierra. And if it don't work out, come back. Like they should have had Sierra plane crash or something, and you don't know if she's dead or alive. That whole car blown up thing was stupid. Kristen Alderson as Sierra. I don't really see her as Sierra. Not that she couldn't do it, but uh, I don't see it. You can let me know in the comment section if you think Kristen Alderson would be a good Sierra. Because I love the actress. I saw her grow up from like a little girl, right on up. So I do have affection for her as a fan. But Sierra, I mean, she was an okay Kiki, but I think this particular Claire sucks for Ben. I actually like big eyes and all. I think Olivia Rose Keegan is prettier. I think that this Claire is just your normal little Barbie doll, whereas Olivia actually had some more interesting features and better acting ability. I think this Claire is okay. She's getting better with her scenes, but she doesn't make me go, "Oh, I love Claire." It's like, yeah, I'm gonna fast forward, but not like I'm looking forward to the scenes. I think that would be too much. I think that would be too much, and that would be them actually caring enough about Devon to really invest that much in him. Yes, Olivia did get her psychic powers when Heather accidentally injected her with LSD. It was Heather Weber that did it. Yeah, because he was actually Nathan looked like Superman too, and like Nathan would be good for them CW shows. He definitely looks like he could be one of those versions of Superman or something, some other superhero. Um, but yeah, Chase was cast for a reason. I just think that Nathan was just taller than him. You can visually see that he's shorter compared to the other actors, but yeah, I definitely see it. I think Nathan could do Batman or Superman. Well, Cheryl, if you remember, Olivia lost her psychic powers, but then some writer came along and gave them back to her. Like they went away, but they didn't go away. So I do remember when her psychic ability stopped. And then when another writer came along, they were like, oh, she's psychic again. When she started having visions, probably about Dante. That was a while ago. Thank you, Rosemary. I feel like I'm the only Devon and Elena fan out there. Everybody likes Devon and Amanda slash Hillary. Although I like Devon and Hillary, she's not Hillary. Um, I think that it's best to focus on what's going on now. Because you just trust me, within 2 weeks you should be hooked if you're not already hooked. And get to know everybody. Jack K just got to the show, so that's a the black characters are really getting better storylines now. And Chanel, Jack K's character, Paulina's daughter, shows up next week too. So we're gonna have a lot going on. So yeah, just focus on the show as it is now. Learn these characters because when you go back in time, you're gonna start missing characters and stories and things like that. So just focus on today. This is my recommendation. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to say it. I didn't know. I don't want to say anything disparaging about Kristen because she's a good actress, but she's not a good. She wouldn't be a good fit. She could always prove me wrong, but yeah. So we have 3 more minutes. I'm gonna try to get through the next batch of questions. I'm gonna scan, try to skip things I've already talked about. But I'm gonna end the SoFam Live this week at 1:30. So we've got 3 more minutes. So get your questions in, and I'll answer them as long as it's not something I've already answered. Because I've answered some of the same questions several times throughout the last hour. And hopefully you'll go back and watch from the beginning, and you'll see your questions answered. Um, you see, a Diane Taylor murder plot. Um, I can't remember. I've been watching General Hospital since I was a kid in the '80s when they were the whole Ice Princess thing and Luke and Laura getting married and all that. I was watching back then. I'll be 48 this year. I'm not a. I look young, but I'm not that young. I'll be 48 in July. Um, oh yeah, I would love. I love Robin Matheson. Matheson. I followed her from General Hospital to Santa Barbara to All My Children back to General Hospital. So yeah, I wish she had more work right now. It just feels like she's retired. I agree with this. It is weird sleeping with your dead wife twin. Yes, Kristen Alderson played Kiki in General Hospital. Yes, every time when Steffi left on her pregnancy leave last time, we saw more of the cast, and we actually saw less of Liam and Hope. Um, let's see. Yeah, I agree. Jay Money said it. Certain actresses just doesn't fit certain roles, but they're still amazing actors. The writers do feel like they're confused not only with who Devon should be with, but also who he is as a person. Thank you, Shelley. I'm gonna try to go live regularly Saturdays at 2. Sometimes it's not easy, but yeah. And if something major happens, I'll try to go live. But I'm trying out what's the best day to go live, whether I go live on Saturday or whether I go live on Sunday. So I've been going back and forth. I think I did live Sunday last week, and it seems like I got more people live coming on Saturday. So my lives will probably be a Saturday or Sunday, usually around this time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. I do think that Brady and Chloe will eventually get back together because of Kristen antics, but I don't think they'll stay together. Um, they will get ripped apart, even if Chloe has an affair with Philip. I don't think they're finished with the Philip and Chloe story either. Thank you, Penny Keller. So I am not the only Devon and Elena fan. Um, and Monique, I agree. Bringing back Rick Lansing would be a great thing because I really enjoy that actor. So that's it. It's 3:30. Thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciate you. I've seen some new voices today. I've seen some regulars today. I got a super chat today. So, I'm a happy camper. I appreciate it. You all spending this time with me. And like I said, I'm going to try to do regularly Saturdays at 2, unless life happens. But until the next video, thank you once again for joining me. And I will see you next time.